live stream. I know it's been a few days since my last one, but here we are. And also, disclaimer. Um, so I made another live stream. What was it, 2 days ago? I took it off of YouTube. I think it's still up on Kick. I have to take it down and put it back up. But just for the record, I stand by everything I said on that live stream. Anybody who watched it or heard or whatever, I stand by everything I said on there. It's not that I disagree with anything that I said. I missed pronounced someone or misgendered someone. I think that's a better term. Child, I'm learning. um, and for that reason, I took it down because I was just like, yeah, no, I know better, and I didn't want to come off like I was being shady or like disrespectful. I was like, no, actually, it really bothered me, and I like beat myself up the whole night for like fucking that up. So it's just like we just gonna have to take the whole thing down. And I think there's a thing on YouTube where I can like download the video. So like I'll try to like download it and like maybe edit it and put it back up there because I think there were some important things that I said on there in terms of like what I mentioned the other night about like coming off as being like braggadocious sometimes just because like that's the hip hop in me, that's the rapper in me, and I know that can come off as aggressive in the R&B space. But every now and then I talk my shit, and it's nothing personal. Like I respect other artists, and again, I wouldn't cover anybody's music who I'm not a fan of, and and it's no shade to other people who I don't cover. Sometimes I'll just be like, I can agree. Sometimes the music industry is in a weird space. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of dope artists out there, but it's just not giving what it could give. And and I'll be the ones to say it. I know a lot of people like to beat around the bush around it, and don't like to keep it 100% real because of politics. But I don't have to play those games. So and sometimes I know when I'm being transparent and honest, it can come off the wrong way. So I just wanted to like say that, and I said a bunch of other things, addressing certain like songs and just like the industry and stuff like that. And again, I stand by everything I said. It was just a particular um, story that I was telling about a memory from years ago, and I misgendered someone that I was referencing, and I was like, I was so upset at y'all. Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't know how upset I was, or maybe y'all do. I don't know. Who knows? So I was like, yeah, for the sake of respect, I wanted to respect that person and not have my live stream misgendering someone. So anyway, I just wanted to say that real quick. And so basically, the purpose of this live stream is I want to get some performance tracks together. Just because like I've been like doing like trying to network and possibly like book some gigs. I mean, that's the goal. I feel like that's really how I will be able to pay my bills as a musician. And plus, like, I just enjoy performing, and I feel like the experience of performing is what brings people into my world. And when people get to see me in my element, like it's one thing to hear stuff about me or even me introduce myself. And like I've been giving out a bunch of business cards. So I'm like, okay, I'm probably gonna have to order some more soon. But and I know I can probably get out here and like sell some CDs, but I feel like what really sells the music is me performing. Okay, anyway, people getting a sense of me by experiencing my art and experiencing my talent like firsthand. I mean, I have been. What the fuck is up with this? Anyway, I had been like working on a show. I mean, I've been working on a few shows. I have like my community show, like if I perform at like a nursing home or something like that. Um, but I was like, okay, Nerese, this is cool. We love that. Puts her toe in the water. But what I really need to be doing is building my like the Nerese show. And I realized like I don't think I've ever had a performance on my own. Um, okay, I mean that's not 100% true. Nah, I've had a performance of my own, but I meant like a show where it's like, okay, this is Neresa's show. I'm so like the shows that I've curated before were either for Down to Mars or like an open mic type of situation. Like I did like a ladies open mic years ago. That was an interesting experience, but I learned nonetheless. And so I was like, okay, what does a Nerisse show look like? What does that feel like? What are we performing? What's the set list? Like, what is that? And so I had been like brainstorming a few things. I've been working on some stuff, um, and I have a few like song ideas that I want to do. And so, and and plus, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready, right? So, and if I'm in the process of trying to book shows, it's like, all right, well, what does your set look like? And and I could rework it and rearrange things, but I had to keep in mind, like, okay, what songs would I do, and how would I do that? You know what I mean? Like, it's definitely things that I've been rehearsing and practicing for like months now. Um, in terms of like stage presence and stuff like that. But, like what does the full show look like? You know what I mean? So with that thought in mind, I was like, okay, let me get these tracks together. Um, and so yeah, because I mentioned before that I had been like listening to Divine a lot when I'm like out running errands and stuff. And in regards to that, I've been like singing along to the CD, or the EP rather, but I have the CD. That's how I've been listening to it in the car. And I was thinking, I was like, okay, well, if I were to like perform these songs, I can't sing along to the original track. Like I need the performance tracks where it's like, either straight instrumental or like maybe background vocals or stuff like that. So, and I know I already have some like done like that where it is some of the backgrounds vocals, I mean, and then I just sing the main melody. So that's what we're going to do today. That's what we're going to work on. And I'm going to document the process. So I think in regards to that, oh, hey, folks on Kick. How are y'all doing today? Okay. So, so yeah, that's because I had two restream tabs open. Okay. So, first things first, rest in peace, Uncle Phil. For real. Um, all right. Now, what are we doing? I think what I'm trying to do is I don't know if I should share the whole screen because I'm not sure how this process is going to work. Um, yeah, so I gotta like edit that oh, the Scorpion show is on. I haven't watched them in so long. Part of me is kind of scared to watch them. Uh, okay. I do need to pick up some stuff. I'm not gonna say it loud. Okay. So I think what I need to do, because I know I have a folder of all of this already. Performance instrumentals. Here we go. All right. I'm not gonna share my screen just yet. Oh shit. Oh, these are all like covers. I mean, these are good. These would be good to have. Okay, so like I knew I had a folder of like just straight instrumentals of songs that I would want to cover. Like and depending on what like that set would look like, because like sometimes you gotta interpret, incorporate. That's the word. Not interpret, incorporate covers, especially when you're starting out. And then plus like I was going through my mind like what kind of set I would do, because I think something that I struggle with is kind of like honing in on what my style or my performance would look like, just because I truly feel like I'm a genreless artist. Like I feel like my music can lean into a lot of different spaces depending on what the vibe is. Um I could just say like it's pop, alternative, R&B or whatever, but then I feel like I have songs like Alumni and even songs like Otherwise, which isn't released, and y'all should know that song unless you see me performing at the social years ago. But um I feel like songs like those lean into like soft rock kind of vibe, like acoustic rock ish vibes a little bit. But like it still kind of feels R&B, but it's not really traditional R&B. And and I do want to make music that leans into that space. Like, and I've always kind of wanted to do that. It's funny. I remember years ago hanging out with a friend of mine at the time, and I think we were listening to like Paramore, and like we both were like really into like that rock alternative kind of music, like the Strokes and who else? Child, there's so many bands. I'm trying to think of them. Like All Time Low, Paramore, like stuff within that space. Kind of like the punk rock, alternative rock, however you want to describe it, rock, right? And so I remember just saying like, I would love to make music like this, but I don't think I could do it. And then she was like, no, I don't think so either. And I know she didn't mean that in a way of malice, but just the type of style of singing that I do. Like I was doing R&B songs at the time. And and this was before I played guitar. So I was just like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I would do that. And and it's interesting now just because I feel like I could make music like that, but not like that, but like my own interpretation and my own expression of that. Just because I do love that type of music, and mainly because of like growing up listening to my brother's favorite music when he went to school in Princeton, which was like predominantly like white kids, and they were listening to like Rage Against the Machine and Nirvana and just and Sublime and stuff like that, Blink 182. And so I grew up listening to that kind of music and being exposed to that music because of him, and also us playing Guitar Hero growing up. And just even though like it's not the proper way of learning guitar, but it's still like it was for the sake of fun. And and just like the music that was on there, like some of the songs we knew, some of the songs we discovered on there, and was like, yo, this bass line is ill. And so, and then they even Misery Business is on one of those Guitar Heroes, I think is on like Band Hero or something like that. And then even with my friend, they were we would share music like that, and she would put me on to different artists in that space. And then and I mean the same with me. And I would put her onto like more like hip hop stuff, like R&B, like old school hip hop really. But I was always into that type of music too. So yeah. Anyway, I just say that to say like I've always wanted to like venture into those genres of a like of leaning into like soft rock, aren't like not R&B but soft rock, alternative acoustic kind of vibes, but like with elements of soul, just because that's naturally how my voice, like the style of my voice gets into that. And I love that like Willow does that so well. I feel like she's really somebody that slides in and out of genres, and it makes sense. Like, it's not like it's like, girl, why are you doing that? It's like, oh, okay, I can see that, and even though lately I've been really into her self-titled album, like I listened to the Anxiety Group album, which is really good. I hadn't listened to her her last few projects yet. I've heard songs off them and the singles, and it makes so much sense to me. And then plus, like, Jada Pinkett Smith was in a metal band, which I think a lot of people were like sleep to that. It's like, everybody, the whole family are like musicians, all of them. um, but just being able to be so fluid and leaning into different genres like that, like I've always wanted to do that, and I feel like I can, because like, why not? um and then okay, so with that, I feel like that's why I've struggled really committing to music, because I feel like, okay, if we do, like, where are we performing? What's the venue giving? Like, what does the set feel like? What does it look like? What is the sonics like? Is it gonna flow right? Like, what is this? Like, like, where are we performing? Or are we performing at like a hip hop and R&B type of vibe? Because I mean, it could give that, because like I do rap, and then and then which y'all, oh, sure is scrolling, but y'all, I don't think y'all can see that, or like, but then again, when I think of like a lot of these festivals that's really popular in the summer, they're always different artists of like hella genres. So it's like you'll have people like, like the underground R&B scenes, with some pop acts. And then there's hip hop acts. Then there's like some rock bands. So you have those festivals where all those genres kind of meet up anyway, But I feel like in where I'm at right now, like the stage that I'm at, in terms of how I'm trying to build and like trying to think of like what platforms make the most sense for me, and and so anyway, with me saying that, I came up with like, a few different types of sets, that I would do. And, and I mainly did that with like cover songs. And I was like, okay, maybe this, alumni could lean into a set like this. And then Just One, I can lean into a set like this. And then like, excuse me, Divine could lean into another set like this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, because those three songs sound completely different from one another, but they still kind of like flow. So I don't know. That's just, anyway, that was just my thought process in terms of like, okay, so girl, what we doing when it comes to these performances though? You know. So anyway, all right, so I have all of these. Okay, and the thing is, it's on my iCloud. So that was another thing. I know, like, there's so much on my iCloud, like music, photos, and everything that I wanted to go through. I've just been like hesitant. Not hesitant, I just been like procrastinating. That's the word. Not hesitant. I've just been procrastinating on the process of like um getting into my iCloud and then resetting the password and all this stuff. And mind you, I got like 20 different iCloud shits. Emails, not shits. That was the actual word. So, now I'm like, okay, so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm not going to share the screen during that process because it's not your business. What my password is. Okay. Oh, reading is fundamental, Nerys. Then again, I don't have my glasses on right now. Okay, enter. Right. Okay. I was really hoping to not have to do this on my phone. Okay. So yeah, I'm just trying to like, and earlier today, well, just like a few minutes ago before getting on here, I'm just trying to like game plan my week. Is it that one? Because I had like 20 different devices at one point. Okay, okay. All right. Shit. No, the fuck was it? I think that was my old one. Okay. Ciao. Okay. All right. Here we go. I'm going to just give me a second. Okay. Okay. See if we in here or not. I guess we are. Alright, let's see if I can. I mean, if I am, that makes my life so much easier. Because then I have access to my older music, older new music, my new old ass songs. This is 1+1. Both us who make love to me. My days no clue. Pull me in close. Don't let me go. Child, let me not sing that before the bees come out. Child, before they copyright. And I'm trying not to. I have a fun little surprise for y'all. I don't know if I'm gonna do it tonight. I mean, it's kind of late, and I really should be going to bed early because I'm trying to be better about that. I'm trying to be better about that. But I've been like, I worked on a new song, and I mean, I'm just gonna tell y'all because like it's not that big of a deal. I mean, maybe it is. Maybe to some people it might be a big deal. But okay, where the fuck do I go to check? All right, hold on. Let me get this together. Let me build suspense as I try to figure out what the fuck just happened. I'm like, okay, I changed the password. So, what the fuck is we doing? Okay. don't think this is openable. Let's see. Okay, I think I still have to like log in somewhere. Hi, my one viewer on YouTube. Okay, so I'm like, all right, well, what the fuck else do I gotta do? I'm trying to log into my iCloud, and then from that point, let me keep the chat open to the side just in case y'all start talking. No, I don't miss anything. Okay, because I got like new beats. Not new beats, they old, but new ones for society, I guess. And let me just check over here. Okay. I guess all right. What I should do is search. There we go. iCloud and Apple ID. That's what I'm looking for. Where that though? Apple ID. Okay, here we go. Want to account for everything you do. Update. Okay, I'm signed in though, right? Manage your Apple ID, your subscriptions, blah, blah, blah. All right, so what's the problem? What is the issue? All right, let's just quit it for now because it's not responsive. Okay, but anyway, so what I was gonna do, I wrote a new song, but it's not really like, I don't know how to describe it. Part of me kind of like doesn't, not that I don't take it seriously as a song. It's just as an independent artist, I only want to like officially release music that's completely original. From a business standpoint, it's easier that way because, I don't have to worry about like samples and, lyrics and all this stuff. And, it's just easier for me to work that way. It's not that I'm not like that I'm opposed to samples. I just know it's going to be expensive doing that. Um, and I mean, at some point when Neomac Entertainment grows into a company that can afford to, get samples, then we'll do that. Um, you know, that'll be the thing. But until then, um, you know, a majority of the music that I come out with is usually original work. So this new song that I wrote is to an instrumental, and a Tribe Called Quest instrumental that is. That's what I'll give away for now. Um, and you know, that's it for now. But essentially, like, what I wanted to do was record it, and and I don't mind recording it because I know I've been screaming like, I don't want to work on music until I feel like I'm in the space to do so, and I don't feel like I am right now because I've been having technical issues and privacy issues and all these issues in this house. And until I feel like I'm in a safer creative environment, and then I'll do that. But I mean, the thing with that song is that, like, it's an instrumental to another song that's copywritten. So even like I'll live stream the process. Um, but and I know like it's a copywritten song, so I'm not gonna get monetized for it. And then plus like the lyrics, it's at least like three different songs that I'm sampling lyrics from. So like the whole thing is just, maybe like, yeah, like lyrically it's like three different samples. Sonically, it's it's a song that doesn't, that's already copywritten for another album. But I was inspired by, I was listening to the track and I was like, yo, this beat is so dope. And I'm like, what was happening? I was having a Mariah Carey Shook Ones moment. Anybody that's read her book or knows the story of The Roof, she was listening. She had an escapade with Derek Jeter, and back in the day, and on her way back home, she was Shook Ones played on the radio, and so she was like coming up with this melody that was inspired by the whole experience of like meeting up with him at the roof, and that was literally how The Roof came about. And that song uses the track to Shook Ones. So I'm like, okay, in that way, she was able to use a hip hop song and make it, The Roof. But there was still like, it's still clearly like a Shook Ones track. There might have been like some added elements to the production, possibly. But I don't want to do all that. I literally just want to use the instrumental. And I wrote something like completely different than what was already used for the song, just because I was inspired by it when I heard it. And I'm a huge A Tribe Called Quest fan, and huge Q-Tip fan. And so, I was listening to the album We Got It From Here, Thank You For Your Service. Now that I remember the name of the title, I was like, why y'all had to make this shit so long? But I understand. And so I was listening to that album because Space Program is everything for me. It's their last music video. And it inspires me in so many ways. And so I was listening to the whole album because I was like, I haven't listened to this album in its entirety. And when I used to work at Vans, they would play that album a lot, or at least songs from the album. I don't think they played the whole album, but they played songs from that album a lot when I was working at Vans. And so yeah, while working there, I was so used to like hearing the song. So I was, and I hadn't listened to it in a while. So, okay, this did not close out. Is there like how you could pull up like on Windows, how you press the thing to see all the open tabs and you can manually close one out? Because I'm like, this is acting slow and I don't know why it's not working. Okay, can I delete this? Okay, whatever. Yeah, so I have something. Okay, yes, I'm aware of that. Oh, no wonder. Figured it out. It's a long ass situation. But, okay, here we go. I think we might be back in business. I've been yearning to get access to these tracks. Okay, cool, great, wonderful, awesome. All right, so finally, okay, and now I can access some of these folders that I've been having a hard time getting access to. So, all right, but it has to take time to do what it's doing. Okay, so while it's doing that, okay, so I don't think it's on here. Actually, it might be on the hard drive now that I think about it. But okay, this makes my life so much more easier. Because now, all right, and that was another task that I think that was something that I had on here to do actually. All right. Yeah, so basically, I wrote a new song and I kind of want to record it because I miss recording. And in my mind, I'm not gonna add it on any project. It's not a throwaway song. I don't want to say a throwaway to a track, but it's I don't see it as a song that I'll probably be using. It's more like a vibe. It was a vibe thing, and like writing it was just like an expression. So I was like, you know what? I mean, it's cool. It's not like a whole lot of vocal situations happening with it. Um, what time is it? In my mind, I feel like I still have stuff that I need to do to get ready for the week, and I don't think I have time to do it tonight. But I kind of want to do it though. Not gonna lie. Um, Not gonna lie. But you know what? I feel like it might not take me that long. It might not take me that long to record it actually, because it's not a lot happening on there. So we might have a little creative moment. But actually, that's off task. It's off task. What I need to do. Because I'm like, okay. Oh, actually, I know I'll make this easier for myself. Because actually, what I need to do, that's actually, yeah, no, actually, I think the priority is me getting these performance tracks. For real. To be quite frank with y'all. It's just so much I have to do. And I'm trying to take it a day at a time, but part of me feels like I really gotta like get this shit off the ground. Cause bitch, I need to pay for food. And I like I have to make this work. And I'm grateful for the hunger and the hustle that this has given me, you know, because I mean this past week I've just been like running around just, making moves essentially. And this weekend I wanted to get some stuff done this weekend, but my God, I was so wiped out. I was so fucking tired. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give myself space to rest because I literally was all over the place. Um, yeah, I like drove quite a few distances. I had the day where I was at the laundromat and I was like promoting stuff and I had errands to run then. I live streamed throughout the week. I had like moves to make, and I know the thing was, I know I was spending money on like fast food and I should have use that money to get groceries instead. It would have been the smarter thing for me to do. But I was just like, I was on the move. I was like, look, I gotta go here. I gotta get this done. I gotta do this. I'm just gonna pick up something on the way. Hopefully, it don't cost too much. And yeah, that's just how shit was rolling. But a lot was getting done though, and I realized like I had some pages in my notebooks of like just goals of things to keep in mind to do, like just like little tasks, and a lot of that was getting done, like networking to book shows possibly, and the types of venues that I was considering, and I realized like certain things were just kind of like coming up that fit what I was planning on doing, but just like in a different way. So I'm pretty excited about that, like certain things coming together. Um, okay, I'm like, where is this page that I'm looking for? I had it on a list of things to do. Get into iCloud. Here we go. Yep. All right. So, but the next thing is backing up the content. I'm not doing that now. But okay, most of these things got done. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. So, with that said, all right. Actually, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna record tonight or not. Probably not. I don't think so because I do really want to start being more disciplined about my routine. I mean, it's tough when you're like trying to balance your business mind and your creative mind. Because my business mind is like, okay, Nourish, you need to like start mastering routines. I haven't been working out the way I've been wanting to. Like, the whole perfect getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, doing your workout, doing your affirmations and your meditations, and then getting into your workday. But then part of me, like, that's the creative. Like, a lot of my creativity comes at night. I don't know why. Either like in movement or at night. Like if I'm like traveling somewhere, like I don't know, for whatever reason, like I was able to finish the song I was writing. Like, I mean, part of it, like elements of it were written a while ago, and then I just kind of like tied in all the ideas. But like usually when I'm in like transportation or in motion, I don't know, writing just comes a lot easier to me. I don't know what that's about. Um, I don't know. And then also, like, I'm really trying to like be more disciplined about going to bed earlier, and that just hasn't been the case, and that kind of fights my creativity actually. But like, and honestly, like naturally, I don't think I'm a morning person, but I'm really trying to be. Like, I really want to challenge myself to like wake up earlier, because honestly, days where I'm able to wake up earlier and like really get my day going, I get so much done. I feel like a lot gets done in the morning. Um, and and then I have time to do stuff in the afternoon that was probably already gonna do like get done anyway. But it's just like that extra time. But that's business tasks. That's convenient for like my business things that need to get done. But when it comes to creativity, I feel like trying to be like fitting into a routine kind of like boxes or limits my creativity in a way. So I'm just trying to figure out like what's the best balance of working on the business side of things that needs to get done, the office work, the emails. Like I know I had planned to like email some people back, and because of this weekend, and I was just like, look, Nerys, just relax. Like, girl, you tired. Just chill out for a bit. And then, and then Monday we'll pick back up like it's a work week. So I'm really trying to work Neo Mac Entertainment like it's my day job, my 9 to 5 or 9 to 6 rather. Um, and but at the same time, it's like I don't want to forget the creative element to it. I don't want to neglect the creativity of writing music, creative, visual creative ideas and like treatments and stuff like that. Curating like the vibe of a thing like that all pulls from my creativity. And I'm like, okay, what's the best way to approach that without feeling stifled? So I don't know, I'm just like thinking about that as I'm doing this. But I finally got into my iCloud and I'm very grateful for that. Now I have to, I think for me to really be able to put some of these performance tracks together, I might have to edit some of this on like GarageBand, and I really don't feel like doing that. Not tonight. Because the thing is, I would have to do that for multiple tracks. And if I were going to do that, I should have started this earlier. It's just I was doing other things today. I was like relaxing, but then also like I was trying to get ready for the week, like prepping my like fits and stuff like that, and just like in my laundry and all of this stuff. And then like trying to like okay figure out like what's the best course of options, like what should I be doing this week, you know, and what's the thing that I can do that's going to advance what I'm trying to do, the ultimate thing I'm trying to do, the quickest and the most efficient way. And and I think right now, sometimes when it's like, okay, if you want different results, you have to do different things. And I think this week I've definitely been doing that. And it's not all different, like it's stuff that I've done before, but just in different workspaces and different businesses. But it's different for me doing it for music, like really just like, getting my business cards out there, like networking with people, breaking out of my like introverted ways of like not being beat to like communicate with people and just like trying to like work through that and the shenanigans I feel like sometimes I face with that. And then also like, getting out my comfort zone of like, feeling like, oh, okay, I'll just wait for the right time. And it's like, no, I have to make it the right time. Like sometimes it's just like you have to, instead of waiting for the opportunity to come, you have to create the opportunity. And I picked up on that watching another Master P interview with I think let me make sure I get his name right. I think it was Ed Milet. Okay, it was his interview with Master P's interview with Ed Milet, right? And they were talking about like being on the come up when you hungry and you on the grind and you just out here pushing your business and you got to push it to everybody, and being fearless and terms of like not one, sometimes you feel hesitant on like should I mention it here, this and that, and it's like and they're like no, like I got products, so I need to push my thing to everybody. And sometimes it might come off as like okay, like you're doing a lot, but like sometimes to get a lot you have to do a lot. Sometimes you have to be the one to like really promote yourself even when it seems like a nuisance or whatever. Like no, you have to be that person to be like okay, how can I promote my business? How can I, let people know what I'm working on, what I'm doing? Because you never know who you're in the room with. You never know who knows who that might be, for one, looking for what you offer, and or could be the connection to the person that can be the next stepping stone to elevating what you're doing. And and I know that, but me just being like so like antisocial for the past few years, it's like definitely something that I had to like break through, just like the anxiety of interacting with people. And especially just like expecting it to like just being like, oh my gosh, I don't know how this person's going to receive me. I don't know, what they would think of me, or, or if they're going to be like honest and like trustworthy. Like, do I have to worry about like if they go like run a game on me or whatever? And like, those are valid concerns, but like, so fucking what? Like, we got things to do, you know? Um, I got somewhere I'm trying to be. And sometimes you just gotta like push through those fears and push through those like anxieties. And sometimes those things do come up. Sometimes you are in the midst of like trying to elevate yourself, and then you have those hurdles and those roadblocks. But it's like, okay, are you going to jump over it? You going to break down the wall? You going to move around it? Like, what we doing? Because standing still and not progressing is not an option. And I just had to get to that point with myself, and I feel like right now that's kind of like how I've been moving this past week. Because it's one thing to like do these live streams and show you guys the process of me like making the flash drives and making the business cards and everything. And that's easy because like that's work that I'm used to doing. Like, I'm used to doing the computer work, I'm used to doing like the office work, but it's really like getting out here and interacting with the people and really pushing yourself and promoting yourself and putting yourself out there as the thing that you're trying to market. And it's like, okay, you're an artist, to be successful as an artist, you need people to listen to your music. And it's like, yeah, we got social media and stuff like that, but sometimes I feel like, it's not the same as like really interacting with a person face to face and really getting to share your story and connect with a person. And sometimes if you're like a little awkward like me, or or just a little, I don't know, you could just be like in your own world. I don't know, at one point in life, like talking to anybody was easier for me, versus today, where sometimes I feel like, depending on where I am, or like if I'm recognized by certain people, like what I'm gonna deal with. But like, I'm at a point where it's like, look, I really don't care. You getting this business card, like we pushing shit forward, and I feel like that's a good space to be in. And the reason why I even say all this is because it's me pushing myself out of my comfort zone, and not only that, but doing something different, and it goes to that point of, in order for you to get something different, you have to do something different. And so, again, that's me getting out the comfort zone and being like, all right, Nerys, you know what? We're going to start giving out these business cards. And I think the business cards are cool because I noticed like people have been scanning the QR codes. So I'm like, okay, that's another thing too. I got to make sure I keep the QR code up. Um, but, now I need to like figure out a way to like really push the products, and for the sales. But I mean, the business cards are very helpful though. And I think that's a good element for me to have, especially like, if, say for whatever reason people might not want to buy right then and there, that gives them the chance to at least hear what you have to do, see your platforms, and you know listen to the music. And so like, what I think that's been helpful. I think the only thing with the QR code is that because all the links are on the PDF, I'm not 100% sure of, I have to see, I need to see if there's something that tracks the analytics of which links people click on. Like, I know I push it as I'm like, look, you can, you scan the QR code and it's links to all my music and my social media and stuff like that. And I think with the design of the document, it makes it more interesting to look at and more, and it would entice people to interact with it. But I'm just curious as to like, okay, aside from them scanning the QR code, which links are they clicking? Because there's so many up there, right? So I just have to like navigate and figure that out at some point. But again, I'm just like in a space where I'm like really pushing myself out of my comfort zone, and really getting out here, interacting with people, going to spaces like, um, really talking to people, and just trying to put myself out there, either talking to people on the street. I'm like, oh, okay, will you do this? Well, by the way, I'm an artist, so here's my business card. Listen to my music. You know, but yeah, so now I'm just like, okay. But anyway, so my point in saying all of this is like, you know, I've been pushing myself to do something different. And I think what, not an issue, but something that I'm realizing, like, it is easier for me to hand out the business cards. So like, you know, people see my face, they see the name, and you know, they have the QR code and they have all the links to the world of Nerys. But in terms of sales, because which I still need to eat, you know, I think that's where I'm like having a bit of a challenge. And understandably, in terms of the music specifically, it's like people want to hear the music before buying. Like people don't just buy CDs like, oh, let me just spend this money, you know. But you know, people want to know what they're paying for. Because like, say they don't know me from a can of paint, I could have a cute outfit on, but like the vocals don't give, and it's like you didn't spend this money on the CD, and it's like it's no bops. But I mean, my CD got bops, so you know they don't got to worry about that. But I understand from a consumer perspective, so I'm thinking like, okay, you know, I feel like there needs to be some type of way for me to interact with people where they like are able to like hear the music. So whether it's me like performing, you know, it's also I'm trying to like book shows and stuff like that. So that way people can really interact with me as the artist. But then also like, you know, um, what was I gonna say? Hearing the music and then also like playing the music too. So I'm like, okay, child, I might just have to like have my speakers on and we're just gonna have to bump the CD where I go. And then also like, that's why I felt like the sage and the Palo Santo. For one, I just had it like extra of it laying around, and I feel like, you know, it's a tool that can be used to clear vibrations and cleanse and clear and heal. So I felt like, you know, I wanted to be intentional about like the other products that I sell as well. And I mean, yes, it does benefit me financially to be able to sell those. So I had like a piece of hair. It would benefit me financially, but you know, but I also do want to be intentional about the products that I sell. I don't want to just sell anything for the sake of money. I mean, granted, I did have the extra product, but it's a product that I stand by, you know, and I feel like if anything, like, you know, you have the access to the music, but then also like, you know, something to use to spiritually cleanse your space. And I feel like that's important for me and important for the people who I feel would be listening to my music. You know, I want them to be spiritually in a good vibe, you know what I mean? So and I feel like my music brings that, but then also like having this the sage and the Palo Santo, um, it also brings that element of like, okay, well, you know what? Let me set the mood, let me set the vibes, and then you know give the music a chance. So yeah, that was another thing that I was thinking of too. So and then lately I've been forgetting about promoting the sage too. I've mainly, you know, the first day was me just getting out there and pushing what I had. So I would tell people that I'm a musician, then also mention, by the way, I sell sage and this stuff too. And I kind of was doing that the other day. Now that I think about it, I was like in a nail salon, and I was like, well, since I'm in here, you know, let me hand out these business cards. And I mentioned that I sell sage too, but I think it's another thing when people actually physically see the product too. So I'm like, I'm, you know, working my sales pitch as I go. Um, but I know the other day, my main focus for that day was like networking with people specifically to, you know, try to book venues or just different spaces that allows for performances. So like trying to get performances was the main focus of that day. But I'm like, okay, but you do got these CDs. We do have to sage. So I'm like, you know, I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm just trying to figure out what's the best way to put myself out there for the specific thing that I'm trying to do. So like in certain environments, you know, the main pitch is the performance. In certain environments, the main pitch is like, you know, handing out the business cards just for like everyday consumers to listen to the music. And then in some spaces, like if I have a chance to perform, then it's like really good to have the CDs and the flash drives. And I feel like in that case, like people are listening to the music, they're indulging with the art, and then might feel compelled to purchase the music. And then there might be certain spaces and environments where it's like, okay, oh, by the way, I got this age too. So I'm like, I'm navigating that as I go and figuring out like, okay, which works best for what demographic and what location and what space. And I'm trying to give myself a little grace about it, but I notice it as I'm doing it, and I'll look back. I'm like, okay, Narish, you forgot to mention this. Like even when I was able to make that sale for the Palo Santo earlier this week, I could have mentioned to her, oh yeah, by the way, I got like shells for you to catch the ashes with, so just remembering like little things like that, and just navigating, figuring out like, okay, which pitch works best for whom, and how to build on that. And then like, so I'm just learning all of that in the process. um yeah, so I'm thirsty. Give me a second. And my background music stopped. So I don't know why that song came to me. I haven't been on here in a long time. Actually, no, I don't think that email is on here anymore. Sorry, I'm like low key getting distracted. Just a little bit. Oh, that's not what it is. Maybe I did that wrong like that. Then that might be it. Okay, you know what? Fuck it right now anyway. So yeah, those were my thoughts. And yeah, so all right, so I was working on, okay, I hooked up my hard drive. So why did this folder stay open? Like I always close this every time. Okay. Yeah, I just feel like I might have to rework this. And if that's the case, then I'll probably just do that tomorrow morning. Yeah. Cause I don't feel like that. Like that's gonna take work. I'm gonna have to like find either the GarageBand or the Ableton file, and then like uh yeah, I'm just not. I'm over it. Yeah, that's gonna take work, and that's work that I don't feel like doing tonight. It's already kind of late. Um, yeah, nah, we're not doing that right now. Okay, well, okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna end this live. Yeah, because it's getting late and I do want to go to bed earlier. And not only that, but yeah, so tomorrow I'll work on those tracks, um, like the instrumental tracks. And then yeah, that'll probably be like the office work that I do in the morning before like some of the errands that I gotta run in the afternoon. So yeah, we'll try to put that together. And then as for the song that I want to do, I don't know. I'll see what my I don't know. I'm probably not going to do it tomorrow. It's probably not what it's going to give, but I do want to work on it though, and I am pretty excited about it. Yeah, and just to kind of like give y'all some creative stuff, just so like my live streams aren't all behind the scenes business stuff, but you know, there's some creative aspects to it too. And I know I got to do like a guitar practice again. So, yeah, I think I'm going to try to get some type of organization together when it comes to these live streams. I've just been kind of like figuring some things out as I go. And then, and because I'm like, I know I have stuff that I need to do and might as well document the experience. And not only that, but just kind of like it's stuff is getting done. You know what I mean? And so, and I have like a list of things that need to get done. And so getting into my iCloud was definitely one of them. And actually, that reminds me, there were, yeah, because there was just like so much on my iCloud that like I just didn't have access to. And it was so tedious. Like, even with stuff with the flash drives. I mean, I'm satisfied with the flash drives and I'm not going to change these versions. But like there was like some pictures. Oh, actually, what it was the portfolio. Like there was some visual art that I did on social media that I know I edited, like I filmed and edited on my phone, and trying to get access to those to that footage was like a hassle. So I was just like, whatever, I'll just get to it another time. It's not super important, but like the most important things, like the full um not long form, but like longer form performance visuals were all on YouTube. So I could use those links for the portfolio and then like eventually, get the social media stuff. Because the social media stuff is like shorter form content. So it's like, it wasn't really that serious to get all at the same time. So I'm looking for the picture photos, you know. Yeah, because it wasn't down here. That's why. Um, yes. Okay. So actually, I'll screen share this with y'all. Um, oh, but actually, I think the music is. Yeah. Okay. Well, y'all don't see it anyway. But I know it's a Alex Isley song, and she's so dope. But I'm like, yeah, girl, you're not about to copyright this video. But I'll just show the visual aspect. So like, I wanted to include this in my portfolio too, and like, see how I have like the holographic background. That's like a signature of mine. So I feel like this best kind of like shows like a visual aspect of my like editing signature. And even like aesthetics too, like with the gloves and the um the blouse with ruffles. I'm really for ruffles, lace. The gloves are iridescent. You can't really tell, but the gloves are iridescent in pink. I love pink. And the holographic background, like that's very much elements of my style. And even with like the face jewelry, which is Laura Estrada, um, I was like, I really wanted some face jewelry, and so I ordered that piece. And I'll use it for different visuals and stuff like that. So um, yeah, and then the silk background is like this background, but I did it different. I didn't have the flowers. So So yeah, but like being able to access all of these now um, makes my creative life so much easier because I knew there were things that I had on here. So yeah, but yeah, that's that. But I'm probably gonna live stream tomorrow. It's after 10 o'clock. I gotta start, winding down and finish prepping my day, which I was supposed to do earlier today. I was just kind of like so like chill today, but like I was like, look, I'm just gonna take it easy this weekend and just like regain my energy, and then just go in this week and really push this work. So yeah. Um, Thanks for those who watched this live stream. Oh yeah, I gotta work on Kick too. So actually, let me write that down as a task of things to do. There's quite a few things I need to do, but yeah, I need to go through Kick and like rename those videos and like re-edit some of them. Like I was saying before, that other video that I had, like I wasn't trying to comfort people. I was just having like a I'm the best rapper moment, you know, and in a respectful way, like no disrespect to the other girls. It's just like I can be competitive, and like and like I said, it was really coming from a place of feeling like the underdog, but knowing my talent and knowing my creative vision and knowing that like I know I can, for one, create my own lane where I don't have to do what other people are doing. That's why people try to do what I do. Um, but also from a space of like, you know, I deserve a space in this lane. And not necessarily from a place where I'm like begging for a seat at the table. For one, I'm building my own table with Neomac Entertainment, but given the chance to partner with other tables, I deserve a space. I know I have the talent and the work ethic and the drive and the ambition to get there. And, I feel like times where, people try to like downplay that or like try to, make it seem like I ain't got what I got. I'm like, hold on now. Like, cause there's some of these other broads out here that don't got what I got. You know what I'm saying? And I don't say that to like put anybody down. I just say it because talent wise, it's a fact, you know, and I know, I know what I bring to the table. I know what I can offer, and I know I'm passionate when it comes to this art. And I've, but sometimes like that, like negative feedback or like that pushback, depending on how you handle things, it really can either like make you or break you. It could break you in a way where it's like, you feel defeated because, yes, okay, here we go. Um, it can make you feel defeated because of like other people's opinions and stuff like that. And it makes you feel like, damn, okay, well, if all these people rejected me, then maybe this isn't a thing for me. So like, shout out to Jay-Z. I reference him every once in a while, well, often rap wise, because I'm not a fan or nothing, but I know quite a few songs and raps, um because I'm a hip-hop fan. But but just his story and just how he rose to where he was it like perfect? Did people's toes get stepped on? Probably. You can't get to where he at, and some individuals might not get mad, but I'm here for the success of all Black folks. You know what I mean? um but I say this to say, you know he was rejected from damn near every label, and he created a label for himself, and now has one of the biggest labels. And for me, like, people could have dealt with that rejection and been like, damn, I must be whack. Shit, none of these labels want to sign me, then I must be trash, but he had the audacity to be like, nah, these niggas is tripping, I'm one of the illest. And now like he's often in the debate of the top five, best rappers of all time, and he probably thinks he's the best rapper of all time. And I'm sure there's a whole bunch of other people that thinks he's the best rapper of all time. But the thing is, like, you know, for one, the nerve to not give up and to build something on your own, but then also that mentality as a rapper to be like, I do this, and I am one of the best. And having the mentality and the confidence to feel that way, and I feel like you see that often with men and you see that often in hip hop. But I'm gonna be the one to bring that energy to R&B. And it might make people uncomfortable. Oh wow. I don't know what you want me to say. Like, I'm sorry God gave me these talents and I'm aware of them, because really what it is being aware of what you have, and being comfortable in it and being confident in it. And like I was like, even as a kid, I was aware. I was like, okay, I got something happening with this music thing. Like, I think it says something that I can sing along to these Stevie Wonder songs and hum along to his runs and ad libs. And they're not really the easiest thing to do, you know, but it's another thing to really be aware of what you can do and being comfortable in it. And it took me a while to be comfortable. I'm still kind of getting there. I'm not 100% there yet, but I'm comfortable enough to talk my shit every once in a while. You know, I'm comfortable enough to be like, hold on, look, y'all. I'm like, I ain't no average bitch. You know, basically, respectfully. But yeah, so and I hope that rubs off on people in the positive way. Like, like if you have a talent and you have a gift and you believe in it and you're passionate about it, and and especially as women, we're not allowed to be braggadocious. We're not allowed to be like super strong and confident and be like, I'm that bitch, catch up. Like we're not allowed to say that. We're allowed to accept it when other people say it to us, but when we say it, then we're it's like, oh, she's a bitch, she thinks she all that. Yeah. I should think I'm all that, because if I don't, then who will? You know what I mean? Like you have to some degree think that you are something. You got something to offer. You have to know what you offer and what you're good at, in order to convince other people to be on board and be like, hey, yo, by the way, I'm really good at this. You might like what I have to offer, you know? And I feel like it should be okay for women to express that. It should be okay for um, you know, even women who might lean into the space of being like soft and feminine, like that whole like that new thing of like the soft life. And I feel like that's a lot of people who are like, I feel like it kind of like fits. There's like a Venn diagram of like the soft life and then like the boss bitch, and that lifestyle. And I feel like in order to get to the soft life, you have to be the boss bitch and do all the work and build yourself to a space where you can afford the life of someone with the soft life. And with that, I feel like there should be a happy medium of that. Like, yeah, I can be soft, I can be feminine, I can be graceful and elegant and poised, but then there should be a space for me to be like, I'm that girl. I'm the girl, and feel okay in saying that, and not feel like imposter syndrome or like, oh, I don't deserve to be here. Because and it's funny that I'm saying this, there are moments where I feel imposter syndrome too, because like kind of like going along with what I was saying earlier today about like figuring out what genre I fit in and what space to be in, because there's so many things I can do and I want to do. And that's just music, not even including all the different like business ventures that I want to get into at some point. But just having the ambition to be like, you know what, I want to do R&B, I want to do old school R&B, I want to do hip hop, I want to do a little rock, I want to do all of that. I mean, hello, Lemonade album. Like she said, I can do it all and I'm gonna give it all. you know but to be able to do that, there are those moments in that space where I feel like a little bit of imposter syndrome. Like, okay, I enjoy rock music and I can probably make like soft rock songs and stuff like that. Like, I can make music that leans into like the space of like a John Mayer kind of vibe because I love John Mayer and he's one of my favorite artists. Um, you know, but that also kind of gives me that fear of like, can I really be in this space? Can I really cater to that audience? Like, what does that look like? What does that feel like? And even if I were to do that, would I be received well? And I think that's also another fear that I've had in terms of like getting out my comfort zone and really pushing myself as an artist. Like, but something I've been saying lately, and if you happen to see me, I'll probably tell you this. If you like music, you're gonna like my music because I make music for everybody. So that's my new pitch. So I'm probably gonna say that about like 100 times a day. If you like music, you gonna like my music because I make music for everybody. So that's kind of like I don't know, uh, not necessarily an affirmation, but it could be an affirmation for me to kind of like get out of that imposter syndrome. So, like I have my confident moments, but then there's part of me that feels like I'm a child. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to give. Like, is it going to fuck with it? Who knows? But like, when you get to a space where you feel like, I don't know, um, I don't know, maybe not everybody's had this experience, but if you ever had the experience of feeling like, of dealing with like an immense amount of rejection, you know, either it can make you fold or make you feel like, all right, you know what? Shit, I'm not gonna reject me. All right, if all these people not fucking with it, it is what it is. That's just how they feel. But I'm gonna keep going. And I don't know. I feel like when you accept the rejection, it allows you to have this freedom to just do what you want anyway. Cause it's like, all right, you know what? People probably gonna reject it, but you know what? Like, I just have to like rise to the occasion for me and express myself anyway. I have to live for me and understand that as an artist it's tough because you want the acceptance of people, you want people to admire what you do because it is going to help pay your bills, but at the same time, like, as a human, as a person, like, you shouldn't be so caught up in the expectations of other people. Like, really, it should be about just expressing the truest version of you, or the version of you that you want to express at that particular space and time, and whoever comes along, and if they don't, that's okay, but still be true in that expression, and then knowing that you didn't alter yourself to conform to and like attract the false audience, because then slowly but surely, if you start being yourself, they're gonna be like, what is this, you know but if you're true to yourself, and even as you evolve, but throughout each evolution you're always true to yourself, you know, you find ways to like let go the fear of like, oh, this person's going to reject me. They're not going to like my music, this and that. But you know what? At least I'm true to me. At least I'm showing up as my fullest extent of my creative self every time. Or at least I try to. So yeah, I don't know. I just kind of went on a tangent of like, just feeling the balances of moments of confidence and then moments of like doubt and a little bit of like imposter syndrome, but knowing that because of the amount of rejection that I've faced and just like turmoil and like detriment in life, I just got to a point where I was just like, fuck it, I know I'm talented, I know I'm good at what I do, I know I'm a great person, I really mean well for this planet. And the people that's going to get it, and the people that don't, it's not for them, and that's okay. Or maybe they just need some time before they can catch up, and that's okay. But I'm throughout this whole journey, like, I have to be true to me, and I have to be honest with myself and my feelings and my expression, regardless of what anybody feels, even if people might get offended by some of the things that I say, or but I know I don't mean malice. I try not to unless people give me a reason to mean malice. But a lot of times I always go back to my default of like transparency, honest expression, being optimist, looking at the silver lining, seeing the lessons to learn, and just being, resilient and persistent at what you want to do. And yeah, so this live turned into a talk. Y'all really didn't watch much of me work, and that's okay. Well, actually, the big thing that happened for me was me logging into my iCloud. It was a simple task, but I don't know. It was on the list of things to do. It got done. It happened, and what I have to do tomorrow is do what I was supposed to do tonight. But I didn't. The thing is, I realized the task that I was going to do tonight was a more um, strenuous than I thought it was going to be. So I need to give myself more time to be able to really thoroughly do that task. So I'm gonna do that tomorrow. With that said, thank you for those who popped in this live. I'm grateful for you. Um, I hope y'all were entertained by this talk and maybe learned a little something, got a little something. Okay, shout out to my new subscriber on Kick. Shout out to Kick. Y'all be showing me some love over there, and I appreciate that very much. Yeah, I'm about to close out on this live. Yeah, I hope you all have a blessed night. It's Sunday where I am on the planet, and it's the 1st of October, so we are in the fourth quarter. My business brain thinking. I believe, right? October, November, December, 3 months in the quarter. Yeah, so it's October, y'all. Wow, September went by so fast. Oh my gosh. I feel like, in a way, like when I think of the beginning of the month, which was so like irritating, um, it actually felt like a long time ago. But like I felt like we just got into September, and now it's like we're officially in fall, y'all. Like the seasons are changed. So interesting. But yeah, so I'm getting out of here, y'all. Okay, but I do want to end on a positive note. I've been doing like some prayers from the heart lately, which have been cool, but I usually get really deep, and I kind of don't feel like getting like super deep today. It'll be from the heart. It'll just be simple. Um, all right, let's make it cute, short and sweet. Bless everybody that's on the live stream. May y'all be blessed, divinely protected. May y'all enjoy the content that I give, and I hope to see y'all again. And every day, I hope we all learn and grow and get to express our creativity, whatever that looks like, express ourselves honestly, be around environments and people that, you know, hold safe spaces for us to express ourselves and uplift us and empower us and challenge us to grow and challenge us to be what we want to be. And, and, yeah, much love to everyone watching this. And God bless. Have a good night.